It's Vinitech, and today I'm making the last video on the Redmi 90 smartphone. So what is special about it, and we are going to talk about the few similarities and difference between this one and POCO M3, which I've really praised and which is really my best budget phone. They are pretty the same. They are both using 48 megapixel camera, 6000 mAh battery with 18 watt charging speed, Qualcomm 662, which is one of the important aspects of these both phones with the POCO M3 and Redmi 90, and 6.53 FHD plus screen dot drop display, which is pretty good comparing to the counterparts or the competitors like Samsung, Tecno Camon 17 to mention it, and other phones of the same price which are coming with the 720. This one is coming with the 1080, which is a good thing. So what are the difference? The difference is that Redmi feels like a bit slimmer compared to POCO. POCO is a bit wide, and POCO has got a certain design. This one it was trimmed a bit. It's just POCO, but just a little bit trimmed, just so that it can be a bit slimmer. POCO is a little bit wide, which I'm going to post photos so that you can compare the two. And from the back, the camera layout is different. POCO has got 3 cameras, unlike this one has got 4 cameras. The only camera they have added, which is a good thing, is the ultra wide angle, which is an important camera, but the rest of the 2 megapixel depth sensor and 2 megapixel micro, those are useless camera that you are not going to use them anytime soon. And you have got the main sensor, which is 48 megapixel from Samsung GM1, which is a pretty good camera, but the layout are different. For those who are going to post, and you're going to see the difference. So this is a Redmi, and they differ because POCO, the name is scripted on the camera bump, and this one is inscripted on the bottom left, and you have got the inscription of quality check, the global and the European. So this Xiaomi. So that's the few differences, but they are both the same. They are both having speaker from the bottom, USB-C and primary mic, and on the top they are both using a secondary speaker and air blaster and head jack and a secondary mic. So that's one of the similarities. But POCO lacks an ultra wide camera, which this one is having. So let me show you the brief work of ultra wide camera. So ultra wide camera, for example, I'm shooting this one and the frame doesn't fit. You go to the ultra wide and the frame is going to fit well. That's the option that POCO doesn't have. So that's the difference. But similarity is that both are using Qualcomm 662, both are having 6000 mAh battery, and both are using 18 watt charger. So another difference is just the software, but the good thing is that they are both supporting the Google camera, which produces world-class photos. As you can see, this Google camera versus stock camera. You can see this the sky is washed out, but this one the sky comes clearly, and the blue is very natural from what I see in my eyes. You can see the road is so much natural. This one, the road is quite warm, a little bit warm and dull, or let's say dull for that case. And let's see the selfies. And the selfie which comes from the stock camera look like this, which is acceptable for this price range. But once you install Google camera, which is always supported on the Qualcomm powered phones, so this is what you're going to get. And Google camera gives a natural and a vibrant and very much detailed photo compared to the stock camera. You can see even the writing are well exposed on the Google camera, the writing which were painted on top, compared to the stock camera, which is faded off. So those are the things those are the similarities and the difference between POCO and Redmi 90. So what's my recommendation? If I have between this one and POCO, if you're interested in ultra wide camera, then this one is the best to go for, and you are interested in something which is a bit sleek, then this one is to go for. But if you want something huge and something that gives you best user experience, I really recommend POCO than this one. But they are the same. The battery capacity is the same, the processor is the same, the screen is the same, but looks like this one is just a POCO M3 which was trimmed, and this Redmi 90. Stay tuned, I'll be updating you more on the upcoming products. Don't forget these devices have been there for almost a year. Thank you for watching. It's Vinitech.